the East has gotten stronger. You have the Celtics playing better. The Pacers have been good.
Yeah.
The Bucks. The Knicks still don't worry me, even though they're in the playing game. I'm doubting the Knicks. I'll always doubt the Knicks. I'm sorry. Maybe that'll bite me in the ass later on. But
I think Brunson will bite you in the ass.
yeah, but it's the Knicks.
Don't doubt him.
I'm not too worried about the
He had
Knicks.
like 50 against
And
Celtics.
even though I hate the Celtics, the Celtics scare me.
Man, I mean, as y'all can see, I'm rocking the Chet jersey. I just got this. Shout out to my grandma. She got it for me.
Shout out Chet Holmgren for real. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Shout out Chet Holmgren.
Bro.
I've been liking him this season. Rookie of the year for real.
Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year.
Hey,
Back before Lonzo got hurt, like they were one of the better teams in the NBA, bro. Like Lonzo, Caruso, Levine, DeRozan.
I think they were the
Vucevic.
best team in the East.
Yeah,
playing
like they were
really
one of the
good.
better teams in the Eastern Conference. And since Lonzo Ball's gotten hurt, like it's just been that, you know, like nothing, just silence. I think crap.
That bitch so pretty, got a mean girl just like Lindsay. Said she fucking with me, making drives across the city. Swear this shit can get too litty. Pushing be like Diddy, you ain't B-boy, who you kidding? At the top, I see you there. In LA, I see you there. At the space, I see you there. Since the state, I see you there. I know y'all go crazy, y'all be turning up in the square. Take another pill and we get turned up just by anywhere. Hit you in and say yeah, just to see if there's a feeling.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Three Man Weave. We're back at it again, you know, with the basketball stuff, with the basketball podcast. CJ just told me it's season 2, episode 3.
Yep.
So we're kind of coming at it like that instead of, you know, once we get to that threshold of like 50 episodes, saying like episode 56, we'll just say a season and then get it on. But welcome back for the people that don't know us. We're Three Man Weave. My name is ZD.
My name is CJ.
My name is Los. I'm back after a little while. You know, we back.
Welcome back. Welcome
Yeah,
back.
Finally got some time to just talk basketball.
Hell yeah, bro.
okay, for
Glad to have you back, Los.
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
He's
you're
the
our
third
Heat
man.
insider.
The
You know
third
what I'm
man's
saying?
back. We back. We're gonna be here more season 2. We already know.
Absolutely.
We got more time to do this. And it's a fun season. We got a lot to talk
A
about.
lot to talk about, but we appreciate y'all for always listening and watching. You know, we've been trying to post the clips.
Yeah, for
and,
sure.
you know, we see all the comments and stuff, but
Yeah.
you know, we're gonna still do our thing, bro. Like realistically, it's you know, we just love to talk hoops, regardless of if people agree with our opinions or not. So we have a lot to talk about. Who I guess low key, I want you to start it off, Los, since you haven't been on in a while. And
Okay.
Just kind of talk to me about how y'all's season's been so far and how y'all success has
Honestly,
been. these
People
past
don't know.
couple
People
weeks.
don't know he's a Heat fan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so
my fault.
honestly, it's been all right. Like a lot of the teams have close to the same record. So we're sitting on the 7th seed,
sure.
but we're tied pretty close to like other seeds. I'm not gonna say like I'm too pleased with us being the 7th seed, but it is the beginning of the season. Some teams have a slower start than others. Some teams have like a fast start. Like you've seen how Minnesota has started really hot, and no knock to Minnesota. I think they're still gonna be like a good team during the whole season because Ant's been balling. Like he's one of my favorite players
One of
this
those
season
guys.
for sure,
to
for
watch.
sure.
But I think Minnesota might like cool down towards the mid end of the regular season. We'll see how they are in a few months. Because I was saying when we were texting, it's difference between being good in November, December, and being good in March and April.
Yeah,
So
for
we're
sure.
gonna see. But there's not much to complain. Like we've had some injuries. Tyler Hero's been out, so I want to see how he's doing this season when he comes back. Jimmy's been day to day, but I'm not too worried about Jimmy being out. I know when we need him, Jimmy's gonna try to be there, even if he's a little hurt. He's gonna play through injuries, but if he has to rest right now, I'm not mad at it. I can see it. I feel like, although I'm not a fan of load management for Jimmy, I know if he needs to play, he'll play. So
Yeah.
and Bam's been our number one option. and doing good.
Wait, you think? Well, let me ask you this: you think Bam and Jimmy are gonna hit the threshold to get awards?
I don't know. I think Bam.
I think Bam
will. I don't think Jimmy might. Because Jimmy even last season he wasn't an all-star. And also, I feel like that was because he missed games during the regular season. He didn't have that strong of a regular season
Yeah.
to be an all-star. Of course, we saw in the playoffs. He's one of the best players in the league. But
If people don't know, like the Heat kind of started off pretty crappy at the beginning of the season. I mean, they did get a win opening night. I think they like lost their next few games. I know Tyler Hero also got hurt. And I don't know when he's coming back, but he should be back soon. So once he comes back, the Heat will be much better. But yeah, they've been hooping.
Yeah.
They've been doing pretty good, bro.
But it's been decent. I feel like we'll see. I feel like we might stay around that sort of seeding. I don't see us the way the East been playing out. I think we're gonna stay around like 6 seed, 7 seed. If we're in the play-in, I won't be surprised either. Like we'll see how the season goes, especially like given last season, I wasn't even surprised during a regular season. Like I was surprised a lot how our playoff went because we're a really good playoff team. But during the regular season, like if in a few months we're like in a 10th seed, I'm gonna be like, bro, like really, I'm gonna be disappointed. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be too surprised. I hope we stay like kind of where we're at right now. I feel like it's kind of where we're gonna be at throughout the whole season. To be honest, that's where I'm seeing us.
I was just about to ask you that, like expectations as a Heat fan. What were they coming into the season? You know, like obviously
Yeah.
you lost a lot of key players in this free agency and traded a lot of players. So even before the season really started and we were talking, you were like, "Yeah, I'm not really expecting to do that well." Like this and that, and I told you that like
I could have hope for us in the playoffs. Like I
Never
wouldn't
count
like
the Heat out.
Yeah, I'd say never to count them out.
If we're like a 7 seed, 6 seed going into playoffs, I'm gonna be confident in my team that we can win a playoff series or two. Just because we're a tough team in the playoffs. The East has gotten stronger. You have the Celtics playing better. The Pacers have been good.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Bucks.
Pacers have
The
been-
Knicks still don't worry me, even though they're in the playing game. I'm doubting the Knicks. I'll always doubt the Knicks. I'm sorry. Maybe that'll bite me in the ass later on. But
Oof.
I think Brunson will bite you in the ass.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
to
it's the
say
Knicks.
don't doubt
I'll
him.
talk.
Don't doubt
Like,
him.
I'm not too worried about
He
the
had like
Knicks.
50 against
And
Celtics.
even though I hate the Celtics,
Sheesh.
even though I hate the Celtics scare me more than the Knicks. The Bucks are like my biggest worry in the East.
okay.
So yeah,
What about Philly?
Philly, of course, yeah, that's another team.
Oh,
Philly's
okay.
tough because you have Embiid, you have Maxey, you have a
Maxey's
good
been
team.
going crazy.
But
so you just need them to get in the playoffs.
yeah, I just need the Heat in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Okay.
I'm not,
fair.
that's all I can really expect out of the Heat. We haven't really been a good regular season
Yeah.
team, and even when we've been good in the regular season, we've still been doubted. Like people still sleep on the Heat even when we're a high seed. So at this
Facts.
point, we can be the 7th seed. We can be a 6. We can be a play-in team.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's fine. That's a like I kind of like that though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like y'all always have like a chip on your shoulder. You're always doubted even when you're a higher seed. Like
And
that.
Even we might
It's not
make
a
the
bad
playoffs
thing.
and lose in the first round if we get like a team like the Bucks, which then I won't be surprised. If we get some teams that like are going to be tough and we'll go out in
Yeah.
the first round, we go out in the first round. But
For
I
sure.
think we're at least a playoff team, so I'll take that.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm kind of on the same wavelength with the Lakers, but I was like, the last week I was trying to watch the games. Honestly, we had a few games this past week. I think I'll talk about the bad first. So. We lost by like 45 points to the Sixers this past week. And it was, I mean, I didn't really get a great chance to like watch it all like straight through. I saw like most of the highlights, but like before I left my house when I had to go like take pictures for something, but like before I left my house, I was able to watch the game and, we were doing okay. But obviously the Sixers, like you were just saying, they're pretty good, man.
Pretty
Like,
good.
They
They
look
beat
like-
my
yeah,
team, too.
They look like they're going to be a problem just across the NBA. So it's not the fact that like we lost to the Sixers that bothers me. It's just the way that we lost.
44.
Yeah.
Fun fact about that I did
embarrassing.
see.
Yeah, it's the
They
effort
lost
thing,
by
bro.
44, right? Which is the biggest loss deficit LeBron has had in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like at LeBron's age,
I didn't want to say that, but
he was at this. You saw
Same
this
age as-
same age as Jordan's
Jordan.
Oh,
lost
yeah.
like biggest
he
loss
lost,
deficit.
yeah, I
like
saw that.
same day to like the day, which I think
Oh,
is,
shit, I
it's a
didn't know
cool
that.
little fun fact. Like yeah, it's not
Yeah.
fun to see LeBron lose by 44.
No.
honestly, it's kind of crazy that like his biggest loss deficit has happened now.
Yeah.
But and I mean 44 is a tough game, but it's only lost by 50. So like honestly,
Yeah.
like
no, 100%.
I feel like players. There's times where like you'll lose by 40. Shit. So like
Yeah.
True.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, we lost
but
by like 34.
Yeah.
I think so. We had so like literally we've had our third game actually this week is today against CJ's team. The
You
Thunder.
dig.
But
gonna be a fun
yesterday we
game.
played the Pistons and we won. And I actually tweeted something to CJ and I was like,
I'll put it
bro,
right
like,
here.
Yeah, if we lose to the the Pistons because they're on like a 15-game losing streak right
Bro,
now.
yes.
So the worst.
Well, I
in
think
the
14
NBA.
at the time, but
Yeah, 14
15
at
now.
the time, 15 now because they lost to us.
Yeah.
But I was like, bro, if we lose to the Pistons, like I won't be on 3-man tomorrow. this was yesterday. So I mean, this week we're okay. Like we're doing okay. We're beating teams. I think me and CJ talked about it off camera. Like we're beating the teams that we're supposed to be beating right now.
Yeah.
The Lakers, we're not really scaring anybody, but we're handling business where it needs to be handled. I do think we are caring about the play-in tournament or the in-season tournament, which is
I say the same thing.
play-in tournament.
It's like a
I'm not gonna lie. You telling me the
In-season
Pistons are on a losing streak, and as a Heat fan, sometimes I feel like there are games that we have to win. And if there's a game close and they're still on a losing streak, I wouldn't be surprised if that losing streak is broken against Miami.
Man, I wouldn't
Because
be either.
sometimes as a Heat
I'm
fan,
not
you
gonna
have
say
like
that
those
about the
losses
Lakers,
that
though.
happen. Like
Yeah.
I've seen as a Miami Heat fan there's like just some games where you're watching, it's like, why is like the one game that like we're playing against a team that should be won is the one game we lose, but then we win a game against a really tough team. Like that's something I see about the Heat, like especially
Yeah.
this season,
Yeah.
or even like last season. Sometimes there's like easy games where we just fumble the
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah. I
It
think-
happens to every team, but
yeah,
think
absolutely.
my
for-
personal
for, like, the
experience, it
Lake
always
show-
happens for me.
Yeah, the Lake Show. I mean, right now, bro, I think we're doing okay. I think Braun looks good. I honestly do think we have to make some changes in terms of our depth and like our rotations and stuff. I think we're playing Braun like a little bit too much. I think we have to play through Anthony Davis a little bit more. We have a lot of guys injured, so like Gabe Vincent's hurt. I think Jackson Hayes got hurt.
Yeah, you have a lot of injuries.
Jared Van
Y'all are in
Gundy's
the
hurt.
West though. The West is very tough right
Stacked,
now.
yeah.
It's very, very
Yeah.
tough right now.
We're doing okay, man. Like I said,
Y'all are
like,
still in the plan.
I don't really
Yeah.
have like a ton of like pure
feedback.
analysis. So like,
Yeah.
but I've been watching and I'm kind of like I'm like like I said, we're
The way
beating
the
teams
Lakers
we're
been
supposed to
playing,
beat.
I feel like they could be a higher seed, like definitely. It's just because the West is so stacked that they're sitting where they're at. Because
Yeah. As
are
long
they
as
still
we're above
undefeated
500, bro,
in
that's all I
season
care.
tournament,
Yeah,
right?
they're like 4-0.
Yeah, like that's
I mean, they're the
really
number one
good. Like,
seed in the
if
West.
Those,
So.
those games went to like regular season, so
Yeah.
the season tournament, they'd probably
Still
be a better
matters.
seed. Like they've been doing really good. Like they've just been struggling in like the kind of regular season games, but every in season tournament, like any tourney game, been really good. And I've been
Yeah.
liking the Lakers.
Facts.
Like they're your favorite team, but they're my second favorite team to watch always. Like
Really?
even when I was like in basketball, it's always been like the Miami and the Lakers. Because even before I knew basketball, I was like Lakers and Kobe. We've already talked about that. But
Yeah,
the
for
reason
sure.
I started learning about basketball when I was a kid, because like before, even if it's sort of like I would only know the Lakers, and then I started to know the Heat, and that's how like it all
Yeah,
went down.
that's
But
fair. Okay.
I like seeing the Lakers win. Like if I can't see
100.
Miami win, I want to see the Lakers.
You know, it was
win.
dope to see them win yesterday. Like I'm just glad that we got it done.
Got it done. Yeah. I guess going into OKC.
OKC.
Yeah, man. I mean, as y'all can see, I'm rocking the Chet jersey. I just got this. Shout out to my grandma. She got it for me.
Shout
on,
out Chet Holmgren for real. Like,
Shout
I'm
out-
not gonna
yeah.
lie. Shout out Chet Holmgren.
Bro.
I've been liking him. Like
Bro.
this season, rookie of the year for real.
Rookie
my
of the year.
opinion. Rookie of the year.
Hey, bro, I told y'all last season, at the beginning of this season, bro. I told y'all that, bro.
We'll
for
see.
real.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's a long
We'll
season, but he is doing a really good job. I think I talked about it last game. Shout out to Chet. I think he dropped 36 against the Warriors and then 32 against the 76ers back to back. Or
Cooking.
not back to back nights, but back to back games. So shout out to him. He's been doing really good. We played. Fuck, who did we play yesterday or the other day? We played the Timberwolves. That's who it was. Lost by 3, and we also lost to the Sixers by like 4. So
Two tough games though. Two tough teams.
Two great teams that obviously Minnesota is top of the West and still are. And I think Philly
Best
was like
defense in the
second,
NBA.
Yeah,
second in the
Philly's
East.
up there in the East.
Yeah.
So I mean, and Joel is still having a great MVP like
Yeah.
season, and he kind of was bodying Chet, which I wasn't really too surprised.
Yeah.
But he still did a great job. I mean, like I said, he scored 32 that game. Him and Shea that game were really the only players doing anything. We didn't have J-Dub, and that was a big. He's been injured. He had like a hip injury. He came back yesterday, but he didn't have a great game. Of course, like I'm not expecting you to ball the fuck out
Yeah,
right
first
out
game back
after
from
the injury. But I've just been really impressed with them, bro. Like obviously y'all know, like I was kind of talking about a lot of the acquisitions coming into this season, and like a lot of my takes and stuff are kind of coming true. You know, like Chet, this is what I said we needed,
Yeah.
and he's a great addition. And I mean, I didn't expect him to be this good. but I expected him to contribute to wins, which he
Yeah.
is. I just
Yeah,
didn't expect
yeah,
him to be
yeah. No,
averaging
Once I
20
was seeing
points.
Chet, like,
I'm the
50,
official
40,
QB,
90.
yeah.
he got injured before last season. He had a season to like just work out. You saw like
Yep.
he put on some muscle.
Weight,
He's
yeah.
been like, and he worked on his game, and like
Yeah.
you just see like, I mean, it's technically his first season, but it
Yeah.
also you can see that like it's technically not like
No,
he
yeah,
has the
yeah.
maturity. Like I feel like in the game, like he looks like a player playing in his second year, but it's of
sure.
course his first year. So I like
Yeah.
that's why I'm also he's my favorite for rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Because the way he's been playing, he's playing like experienced player in
Yes.
the league.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, like I said, back-to-back losses, but at the end of the day, they were against great teams, and I'm not too upset at it. I mean, like I said, Minnesota is the best defense in the league. Philly is arguably one of the best teams in this league now. So, I mean, as a young team, you know, second youngest team in the East to be in the position where we're at, where at the time we were second going against Minnesota, it's like I can't really be upset as a fan, you know? Like we were talking off camera going into this season, I didn't know how good we were going to be. I didn't expect to be like a top 4 seed though. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah,
I
still-
expected like
for
so
sure.
I think I told you a solidified play in. And that's saying something, you know,
Yeah.
like the West is stacked, like you said. So, I mean, obviously expectations were kind of set a little low and now they're kind of exceeding those. But I mean, my whole,
complain,
yeah,
right?
my,
Yeah.
my whole thing with
And
like
it's-
this season is like, you just have to prove to me for a whole season.
Yeah.
Cause like, I don't want to be gassed
consistency.
right now.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the season,
And it's still two
we're-
understandable
yeah.
losses. Like it's against
Yeah.
Philly
Great
and against
teams.
Minnesota.
Literally,
so it's
like-
and even with those two losses, you're sitting technically still at the 4th seed.
Yeah.
You're tied with like you're still
I think it's
close
like
to the
3 through
second- Yeah,
6
you're
is
still
all-
like y'all are still all close. So like
Yeah.
you win the next 2 or 3 games, like you have a good 5-game stretch and you're still up there in the second seed maybe. Like,
Yeah, I
so-
was telling Z though, we are coming into like the harder part of our schedule.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it was, but obviously we played Philly, Minnesota. I think it's like Golden State again.
Okay.
and
Oh,
like
I was just
I
about
think
to
y'all
ask you
can
this
get I
question.
think y'all can get dubs out of Golden State though. I, feel
I
like
was just
Golden
about to ask
State
you,
is-
like, for me, like it doesn't bother me that like we obviously get beat by like good teams like Philly or whatever. But like let me ask you this, like if it like starts happening more than it should, is it going to bother you? Because like I think the Thunder can beat the Sixers, like
Yeah,
and they
I think
can,
so.
and you know, and like they can beat the Celtics, and like so like the way I see it is like like okay, I don't get discouraged like early, but like at some point, man, I'm gonna be like, nah, we need to start beating
Yeah,
these
and-
teams.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Were they both close games or was it close
No, I was
against
gonna say,
Philly?
yeah. For the Thunder, it's
it's
better.
been like really
They were
close
close.
games.
Yeah.
The only loss
For
that
the
was
Lakers,
like
it's-
significant was the Nuggets, and that was at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
like,
that was like,
I think every game has been like roughly like maybe the most was like 15.
Within-
yeah,
yeah, that's
like
like
within
within
10.
10,
I
yeah.
think that's something that OKC can definitely work on. Like they'll
Yeah.
work on closing out games. I
Oh,
feel like if
yeah.
they do that,
And that's
like they're
just in a
definitely gonna
young
get to
team in
because
general.
they did close out the game against Golden
Golden
State.
State,
Like
when
they
Chet hit
can
that-
they can like
Yeah.
win games down the stretch, but
Yes.
maybe that's just something they have been playing against teams that are good down the stretch.
Yes.
Like Minnesota's good
Yeah.
down the stretch. Philly has been good down the stretch. so.
Exactly. Yeah. So, no, yeah, just, I mean, like I said, I'm just enjoying basketball. I've been really paying attention to
Yeah.
obviously my team. And then I kind of want to get into what.
It's been a really fun NBA season.
Yeah,
so
I was about to say,
far.
I kind of wanted to get into this game. It's not on our notes, but the battle of the ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
These
Wizards
the
and
Wizards
Pistons.
and Pistons.
Yeah.
No disrespect, of course,
No.
but like y'all are
It's funny.
battle for the worst teams in the league. Did y'all get to watch that game or?
I got to watch like a half. I didn't get to watch it straight through. Did you watch it straight through?
I didn't watch it straight through, but I watched like majority of it.
Yeah, again, you got to have league pass for that.
Yes.
Yeah, I did
because
not
that's
watch
not
it.
like a nationally televised game. But I was able to watch a little bit of it. I mean,
I heard they dropped like I don't know what game or was it like a Lakers game that like they dropped from League Pass because it was like Detroit was playing. I don't know if it was a Lakers Detroit game or like it was a game. Yeah, I think it was a Lakers Detroit game that
they
like
were just like, nah. We
yeah,
can't
they're like
show
not
this.
even LeBron James can save people
Really?
from can make people watch this game.
I didn't know that. No.
I wouldn't be shocked, but that game was like it was okay. I remember like the player props for some of those games. I was like, man, Jordan Poole, bro, Kyle Kuzma, Cade, like they should be able to get to it. No defense, bro.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you watched it, you probably liked it. I will say, like most NBA games are enjoyable.
Yeah.
Even if both teams are both at the bottom of the standings, like most likely you're still gonna get a good game. So what do you think about it?
I thought it was a pretty exciting game, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to bring
When
it
you
up.
have two bad teams that are kind of close to each other, you do get a competitive game.
Yeah,
so it's like,
because-
like entertaining.
Yeah, because like like you said, no defense, and like there's players on the other teams that could get to it and drop 30 if they really were on that night. But I don't remember stats or anything. I just remember one specific play. Jordan Poole had faked out somebody, and then he was wide ass open, and then he tries to finger roll a layup, and Asar Thompson just swats his shit. So that was like the epitome of what the Wizards season has been for me. Jordan Poole, just going out there, making a great play, and then just not making the right decision. It's just kind of like we talked about it last time. What are you doing? Bro. Realistically, like, take that shot. Why are you trying to do a fucking finger roll layup when I think they were probably down at that point? But I think whoever was leading by a lot ended up like the game started getting close pretty much. So that's why I was like, oh shit. And I'm pretty sure it was the Wizards beating the Pistons or something like that.
Or Jordan Poole like low light at the end of low light reel at the end of the season might be hilarious because you've already had like a few clips like the one, like the one where he's like dribbling between his legs with his back turned and then turns around and puts up a three and gets blocked by Porzingis.
Dude,
that clip is forever. He plays with like not a care in the world, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say,
I respect that to some point. Like you just playing like he's playing pick up with his friends,
going out
bro.
there hooping.
you gotta respect it a little bit. Like, you gotta respect the nonchalantness a little bit. Right? Yeah. But no, that game was good. I mean, I will say the Pistons are bad, man.
Oh,
the Wizards ended up winning. If you guys want to, definitely go watch some highlights because it's goofy.
Yeah, shout out to Kuzma.
Yeah,
he balled out.
Kyle Kuzma had like 30. But, the Wizards are bad, but the Pistons are horrible, bro. Like they're not good at all. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, we don't even really need to get into it.
They haven't won a game in a month.
Yeah, they haven't won a game since like 2 or 3 episodes ago, bro.
Yeah.
Like
end of October or something.
Oh, like first episode that we did. I think they barely lost to the Heat, bro. And then they just, I don't know.
It's not good. It's especially as for a young team, y'all are trying to establish who y'all are, your identity, and you haven't won in a month. It's just not good,
Yeah, it starts.
I don't know what's gonna fix because we talked about it last episode. We were kind of talking highly of the talent they have,
we were.
And now it's like y'all.
I mean, they are talented, bro.
Yeah.
They have Jalen Duren and
Cade
and Thompson, and I mean even who was doing well, like Marcus Sasser. Like Hayes was doing all right, bro. They have Burks, like. They
have a young, talented squad. They just haven't been able to put it together and win games.
I mean, they got a good coach. I don't know.
So what's got to give then? Like, what's?
I just think that they didn't not getting Wemby really hurt their franchise. I think I talked to you about it off camera, but I think like Detroit was expected. So last year they were the worst team in the NBA, bro. Again, I think they were expecting to get the #1 pick, and the way that the lottery ping pong balls fell, they didn't get the #1 pick. And then Victor ended up going to San Antonio. And not to say that San Antonio is much better. I mean,
no, they're probably
geez. I mean, they're like 3, 4,
San Antonio has
14
been better
games.
for Wemby's development though. Like for Wemby, San Antonio was the better place to go.
Yeah,
I feel like if you got stuck in Detroit.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree 100.
I just think that's why Detroit's doesn't really have much brightness is just because they didn't get the #1 pick. And I think, it's not to say that, they could get the #1 pick this year, right? And again, that could help them out. But it's just Wembanyama is such a generational talent that I really do think that not getting him is going to really hurt their future. But we can get into some of the risers and fallers because I don't know if you guys chose. I did players. What we're gonna try to do on this segment, we'll have this one be like a reoccurring theme. We'll pick like 2 or 3 either teams or players that we think are rising or falling depending on how they're doing.
I picked
this
2
week.
players for each and one team. So.
Okay, that works. So
what's going on, you guys? Thanks for watching PCT. It's got a little ad break coming for you guys. Sorry about that, but it don't matter. Today we're staying hydrated with Liquid IV. I've been using it after workouts, before workouts recently. It's a great alternative to regular hydration as the It's essentially flavored, and it's very good for your hydration, man. You get essentially 2 times the amount that it would just be if it was regular water alone. It's a category-winning hydration brand, fueling your well-being, and it's a hydration multiplier in one product that I think you're missing in your daily routine. It's festival season. Planning for faster, efficient hydration is essential, especially during for summer. Liquid IV has you covered while you prep before, power through the headliner, and then recover for the weekend. Liquid IV also hydrates 2 times faster than water alone and 3 times the electrolytes of additional sports drinks. Like I was saying earlier before, 1 stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. There's 12 delicious, refreshing flavors that keeps you hydrated before anything you're doing. And they contain 5 essential vitamins, B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C, with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. If you guys want to check out liquidiv.com and use our code PCD, definitely use that. I think you get 20% off the entire store. So definitely check that out. It's at liquidiv.com. We'll put it in the description, and then it's code PCT. That's 20% off anything you order. So definitely go check that out. Get better hydration, man. Of course, we all love water. Who doesn't love water? So if you're going to have water, why not make it flavored a little bit? Get 2 times the hydration for it in 16 ounces. So definitely go check Liquid IV out, man. 3-man.
We're gonna get into some of the risers and fallers throughout the week that obviously that we thought were worthy or deserving of the recognition of sucking or doing really well. Do you have anybody?
Yeah, so I'm gonna start off with my risers.
Oh, okay, bet.
My first riser I'm gonna say is the Orlando Magic.
Facts.
They've been
I
playing
had
really
them as
good.
well.
I roll because obviously. No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
obviously.
Go ahead.
But my point is, as a
Why are
Miami
we
Heat
talking about the
fan,
Magic?
anytime the Magic are better than us, it's the worst time for us. We're the second best team in Florida. Never good. But it's fun to see the Magic be good. It's always fun to like have 2 good teams in like the state that I'm from, because you have a little rivalry there. And every time, even when the Magic have been bad, those matchups are always fun to watch. It's always good games. But I'm surprised with how the Magic have been playing. They got a really good young squad, and they've been playing really good. They're like second in the East. Like, been playing really good. So not much to say about them. They've just been playing really good. Paulo Banchero's been cooking.
Man.
Like their whole squad's
Franz,
been playing really good. They've been playing. They're well coached. Their defense is good. Their offense is good as well. Like,
Yeah.
and they're a fun team to watch. So
I was
that's
talking
really
about
my
them at
first
the beginning of
riser,
the year.
like, the Magic are a fun team to watch. I'm excited to see like if they're able to have like a good playoff run, how they're able to do in the postseason. Maybe that lack of experience catches up to them later down.
Yeah.
But
I think they might be
see
kinda
Paulo
like-
Banchero be an all-star this season, so that's
Yeah.
exciting.
I think they might
So-
kind of be like how like the Kings were this past
Yeah,
season. Like
I
a
can see
good
that.
like maybe top 4 at best, but like might lose in the first round against
Yeah.
a more experience a Heat. Or,
Yeah,
that would be kind of fire.
very interesting and fun to watch if like the Magic are like a top seed and the Heat, like we said, I'm expecting them to be kind of like a lower playoff seed.
Yeah.
So like that's like a first round of the playoffs.
That'd be a good-
I would be really happy to see that, and it would be
That'd
a
be
very
fire.
exciting game. I'd probably
Yeah.
have to go to Florida to watch
Yeah, I was
some
about
of
to
those.
say, would you
playoff
go to a
games.
game?
Yeah, I'd probably because I
That'd
have
be
friends in
fire.
Orlando and I have friends in South Florida, so I got a place to stay, and like
Facts.
that might be a fun little playoff series that I would like to watch.
Hell yeah.
I like watching that
No,
matchup.
for sure. I'm gonna piggyback off you, bro. And one of the risers I had written down was Franz Wagner.
me
He
too.
had 30
Wagner.
last night, 30 the 2 days before, and then he's just been doing good this week. And obviously, the Magic obviously have been winning games, but I feel like personally that he's been kind of the focal point of their offense. And
Yeah.
really like the person who's been driving that that engine. I just think that he's been shining really this last week. And obviously, yeah, CJ. I mean, you've been talking about the Magic for a little while, but
I have.
yeah, Franz Wagner. If you don't know about him, man, he's a German assassin. He's a killer, man. So
Yeah.
definitely get to know him. But he's been hooping this week, bro. So hopefully, the Magic can keep doing their thing. I've been shocked with how they've been doing, but yeah, Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, bro. Banchero, they seem to be like
You have a good
Putting
little
it all
squad.
together.
group, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're putting it together, and it's crazy. I didn't think that the Magic would be anything, and they look to be something this year. So
Yeah, like expectations weren't like set high for them. So them doing
Yeah.
well right now is like I would say like Thunder-esque. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like like a good young team didn't really have like super high expectations, but are just putting it all together right now. So
Yeah,
shout out to the
shout
Magic.
out to Jamal Mosley too.
Yeah, Jamal Mosley.
He's probably front runner for Coach of the Year. If you're in Vegas, bro, if you can bet, go put it in on your ticket
Facts.
because I'm sure you can get some good value with him right now.
Piggybacking off of that statement, in the other city in Florida, one of my risers was actually Bam Adebayo.
That's my next riser. For you,
Shout out to Bam. He's been going crazy. I don't know like all the numbers like bar for bar, but like I think he's averaging. Yeah, let me look it up. I'm sorry, guys. I should have been prepared.
No, yeah, we got the phones right here and the screens. Luckily,
But
we don't have computer memory. But
yeah. I just
through the
remember
game
seeing
log.
his like game logs and them being ridiculous.
Yeah, they were like pretty crazy. I know he had a really good game against the Bucks just recently, even though they lost. I know he had like 31 and like 12 boards or something like that. I know he was kind of cooking them, even though the Bucks aren't great defensively. But
And not even just offensively, but defensively as well. I just found one tweet. It says he limits opponents to a 16.7 field goal percentage in a pick and roll scenarios and restricts them to 21.4 field goal percentage in isolation plays.
Yeah,
So
no, for
he's been
sure.
killing it defensively. He's, arguably be putting up a DPOY type of season, as well as he averages probably his career high in points this year as well.
Averaging 23 points, 10 rebounds. He's been averaging a double so far.
Yeah.
23 and 10, 4 assists, shooting 50% from the field. He's been having a really good season.
last 5.
He's been our number one option in the Heat, and like that's my next riser. He's been playing great. Jimmy hasn't been playing much, so we've been really relying on Bam, and he's been stepping up. Like he's been our number one option. Our whole squad has been playing decent. Like the way the Heat play, they play very like rounded. Like the points and the shots kind of are dispersed all around through a squad very well. Of course, Bam is getting the most of them right now because he's our number one option, as he should. But not only that, he plays a system well. Like he'll set screens. He'll play in the pick and roll, and he'll get us rebounds, offensive, defensive rebounds, and he's our top scorer, I believe, right now. So honestly, top 3 big man center in the league. Top 5 definitely, but I would say he's top 3.
I would say
right
he's the
behind.
third best center in the league right now.
Yeah, I would say behind Jokic and Embiid, he's like right there. So
Right there.
that's what I'm happy to
He's
see.
better than Sabonis, just a little bit. But yeah, for me, I mean, this one's like legendary. But I'm gonna go with Şengün. My next riser.
Yes.
Like it.
He's been averaging like 22 points, like 12 boards, 6 assists his last 5 games or something crazy. But
Baby Joker.
I think for me it was cool. It's cool to see him get some more recognition, like by the NBA, like you're saying, like just getting posted. Like they're like starting to post his highlights now and stuff. And like a year ago they would never do that. But he's been doing really well this past week, man. For me, he's one of my risers as well. I just think he's starting to get the recognition that he deserves. I mean, you guys probably know if you watch basketball or if you're like a hoop head, y'all probably already know about Şengün because he's from Turkey. He's like one of the better Turkish players probably ever. Honestly.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to see that he's starting to get like that love from some of the well-known all-stars. Like he was on Paul George's like podcast recently, so that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's definitely he's on my list for me because he's been cooking, man. He's been kind of like that. Again, kind of like what Franz Wagner's been to the Magic. I'd say Şengün's been to the Rockets. Like same kind of thing. Like he's been the engine, that motor to the offense. So he's been kind of the person that they've been running everything through, and it seems to be working. I mean, the Rockets are above 500. Who would have thought, man?
Not me.
Again, that summer acquisition of Ime, Dylan Brooks. It seems to be doing pretty.
The Rockets have been a fun team to watch, and like low-key, I would kind of put them on the risers, kind of because they've been doing better than expected. So like even sitting kind of lower on the like lower mid to on the west side, like they're doing better than I expected them to be. So like, and they've been playing decent games. So like they've been beating some good teams. So like 100%. Shout out to the Rockets, man. They've been playing good.
Shout out.
Yep.
Better than expected, I'd say.
I think Şengün deserves to be on the list, and like Fred VanVleet.
He was on my list.
Yeah, Jalen Green, and for sure.
Who else you got up next? What's your next riser?
My next riser is the one and only in Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox.
Very good.
He was injured like a week ago, so obviously he hasn't been putting up crazy numbers. But his last 5 games, he's been averaging 29, and they're 2-3. But shooting, bro, ridiculous like stats. Like, let me tell you what he averaged. He averaged
pretty crazy. He had 40 yesterday.
He had 40 yesterday, 29, 36, 26, and then 14. But putting up crazy numbers. I mean, I think I was talking to Z about it. Like, he's showing us that the type of player he is. Like, he's that guy right now. You know what I mean? Like, last year he did really well, clutch player of the year. And now he's kind of piggybacking off of that
I feel
type
like
of
he's
season.
got that. He's definitely one of the players you can look at and be like, he has a dog in him.
Yeah,
he definitely
like,
does.
Just different, and he's getting a lot better at shooting threes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. He's shooting more too.
He's probably one of the best like athletes in this league. So
He's
he
like
can
the
get
fastest player
bro,
in the league. Like,
I was watching that game and literally like, bro, he can like run right past the person that's guarding him.
Yeah,
like every time.
yeah,
and then
it's
you
fast.
have Sabonis in the middle. So yeah, shout out to Swipe, but he's one of my risers. for
Man,
this
yeah,
one.
he's been doing good. I
Yeah.
think if y'all again, they had a crazy game versus the Warriors 2 days ago. They were down
Yes.
like 25, and De'Aaron Fox ends up like coming in, just leading them again back to getting a W. And it's cool. It's cool to see the Sabonis trade and like Halliburton, how that's worked out for De'Aaron Fox. You know, giving him more of like his team. You know, the keys to the city and in Sacramento. So, hopefully he continues to rise because he's been rising for like a year now. So
yeah.
Yep.
it's pretty cool to see. You got anybody else?
I got my last riser, and he's had a great season so far. I'm kind of putting him in my list because I haven't been here for the last few episodes, so I just want to highlight what Anthony Edwards been doing.
Okay.
Like he's just
That's
been
not who I thought.
like. Yeah, and I've talked to y'all about it in like our chat real quick. I'm
Yeah.
just saying Anthony Edwards is like he's shown that he's that guy. Like the franchise is his. Like
Yep.
Minnesota is his franchise. He's the number one option on the team, and he's a dog. And honestly, like if the way they've been playing, like he's a player that can lead them to like a good playoff run. I don't know if they have the experience as a whole team and the players. Maybe I just have, even though Rudy Gobert's been playing good, I guess I just have something against that guy. Like, I don't think. Like,
Man.
yeah,
I feel
think
you.
I have to see them really perform well in the playoffs. Like, I guess I have towards like I can see Rudy Gobert and Carl Anthony Edwards being a good like being great regular season players, but there's players like them that I don't see them being great in the postseason. While I can see Anthony Edwards being a great postseason player because he has that dog in him.
Yeah.
like, you'll see him like he's the type of player that when the playoffs come around,
He has
I can
that
see his
dog
numbers
in him.
going up.
What does that mean? So like, what if I was just like a random person, right? I didn't know like what is like having a dog, like what
That
is
dog?
Yeah, like
They're
how would y'all
aggressive,
explain
like they
that to
play
me?
angry, like they play like they're about to get theirs. Like they don't
Yeah.
care who's standing
Okay.
in front of them. Like
Okay.
they're
Yeah.
gonna get to it. They're gonna get their
Okay,
points.
I
They're
like
gonna get
that. I
their
like
shots.
that.
Like
I feel that, yeah.
They're not gonna
Yeah, what
let
if I
who's ever in
just
front of them
didn't know?
stop
Yeah,
them.
yeah, for sure.
That's good. That's good
That's
for
a
the
good-
people that don't know.
Yeah,
like,
like,
that's a
I
good
was just
question.
like,
Not
what
a
if
lot
it's
of
just
people.
a random
like,
person? Like,
a
what
lot
does
of
that
people.
even mean?
Like a lot of people that know basketball will know that. Expression,
Yeah,
but
no,
there's
for
a lot
sure.
of people that don't. So like
Yeah,
that's a
you're
good
right.
to explain. Like they just like they don't care who's guarding them. They don't care what team is in front of them, what players in front of them.
Okay,
They're gonna
they're
get
just
to
gonna
theirs.
get to it, yeah.
So like I see Anthony Edwards as a player. Like playoffs come around, his numbers are gonna go up. While like with Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, I can see their numbers kind of like
Declining, yeah.
declining when
I can
the
see
games
that.
really
That's a good
matter.
point. I
So
didn't
that's
think
my
about that.
point with seeing how they're gonna be in the playoffs. But regular season wise, I feel like they're gonna be up there. We'll see how they are. Maybe they cool down, but
Yeah, he
Anthony
got
Edwards still
hurt
gonna be.
yesterday.
Yeah, he got hurt
Or-
going against the Thunder
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah, sorry,
Tuesday.
not yesterday.
Damn. Well,
days
I think
ago.
he is. I don't think it's too serious.
It's
We'll
like
see.
a hip injury.
Ooh.
So we'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully
Yeah.
he comes back. If he comes back and he meets like the games requirement, he's definitely an all-star. Like
I think so.
He might win some
I think he'll meet
awards,
the
but
games requirement.
but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
I think
Ant's-
he got it.
Ant's
Anyway,
pretty-
shout out Anthony Edwards. He's been
Yeah.
one of my favorite players to
Ant
watch
Edwards.
this season.
Man, yeah, that's a good one. My next one is actually the Timberwolves just beat them, but my next one's Chet. Again, like he had a really good week this week. He put up back-to-back 30-point games, and obviously they took 2 tough losses, but it wasn't his fault at all. I think he's been again one of the main contributors on the Thunder, and it's crazy how he fits next to Shea. I mean, Shea is still getting 30 points a game, but Chet's right there, averaging 20 and 10, and 2 blocks a game. It's definitely, that's a lot. That's really good in the NBA, and on the efficiency splits that he's doing it at, the 50, 40, 90, that's pretty crazy. So I got to show some love to Chet, but I mean, clearly, definitely ready to play in the NBA. And there's not really, I think people thought there was like some strength concerns with him body frame, whatever. I think he's put that to rest, man. Like,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't think that it like
He's put on muscle during the offseason.
Like,
He
I don't
definitely-
think there's any questions about his frame or if he can play against Jokic or Embiid. Like,
Yeah.
he's proven that he can.
Yeah.
Even though obviously those guys are gonna get 30. It's
Oh,
still,
for
they're gonna
sure.
get 30 against anybody. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
I really think Chet's been doing really well. So
yeah.
I think he's my last riser of the week.
Okay, hell yeah, yeah. Of course, I mean that would also be on my list,
Yeah, yeah,
but I didn't
that's a
want
biased
to.
one.
That's a biased one, so I didn't put any Thunder player for
Yeah, I
like, my
probably could
riser.
have put Braun too. Like Braun
Yeah.
was hooping.
But Chet's a really good one. He's
That
been
is a
balling.
really good one, honestly.
Yeah, like, he's
thanks
been
for the
balling.
Thunder love.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
of
saying? And my other riser was actually Franz. I mean,
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah. So
about
like I
that.
said, like some are probably gonna be repeating and stuff. So, but yeah, that
No, yeah, that's
you
cool.
already
That
talked
works.
about him.
Should we move on to the fallers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can move on to the rotten
I'll
apples.
start it off. I'm just gonna name one of my followers. We're not gonna talk about him much, and then I'm gonna let y'all. We'll talk more about y'all's, but we're not gonna talk about controversy. But I just have my follower as Josh Giddey. We're not gonna talk about that, but
For sure.
it's not a pretty look. It's not a good look. He's on my followers just because
Is
of
it
that.
like just off the court or like
Just
his
off the
play?
court, yeah. Just off the. We don't
Okay.
want.
Shit, I
'cause
would
feel
even
like
say on the court too.
on yeah, because it's probably affecting that too. So it's like when you have controversy, and it's kind of like a bad thing to have around such like a squad that's doing so good, like the Thunder. Like it's kind of like, yo, the Thunder are doing really good right now. Shai and Shet have been doing amazing, but you have this little like dark corner that is this controversy going
Yeah.
on, which no need to talk about it. It's just
Yeah, if you know, you know.
that's
about
why
it.
he's on my followers. Just hopefully. It doesn't get too serious. We'll see
Yeah.
what that leads out to it,
No,
but
yeah, I
no need to
think-
talk about it really.
I think for Giddy, I think Giddy was doing better last year
yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
I think so.
than this year, anyways. Like regardless of the controversy,
That's true.
I think he
Very
just
true.
like last year
He's
probably-
regressed a little bit on the
Yeah,
court.
I think he's trying to get used to playing with Chet, but
Yeah, I would say Chet kind of like stepped up, so it's a little.
yeah, he's been taking some shots away. What? My follower, and this one is like pretty. You know, it's known throughout the NBA right now, but I'm gonna say Klay Thompson. I just like I don't
what I
really
put.
know.
Tough,
Like,
yes.
So I put.
yeah, like I don't really know what's going on with him. Like, I think I'm a Klay Thompson fan. I mean, he's from LA again. He's from Los Angeles. He said he's wanted to be a Laker, even though he's never been one yet. But he's definitely one of the better shooters of all time. We all know that. He's definitely deserving of all the accolades and everything that he's gotten to in his career. And this is no slight to Klay at all if he ever sees this. But I don't really know what he's doing right now. It seems like to me he's shooting a ton of bad shots. I wrote in my notes that he's visibly frustrated, like on and off the court. And one of my things is like I think Tyrese Halliburton also says this is like one of like the character traits or like player traits that even coaches look for or GMs look for is like joy. So like if you don't play with joy, then there's not really a reason of like why we want to play with you because like you're not happy to you're not happy to be there. You're not smiling. You're not cheering on your teammates or making it better. To me, it just seems like Klay's kind of been like a dark cloud. I think you kind of said that like about Giddey, right? I think Klay's kind of been like that with this play and the way that he's been acting off the court. But yeah, man, for me, it's Klay Thompson. I don't really know, how to improve it. Really, I think he's been hurt the last year. I don't really know if that's an excuse anymore. To me, it just seems like he's just shooting bad shots. Like if you go out and watch the games, actually, it just seems like he's just shooting anything, trying to get back on schedule. But yeah, man, I don't really know what's going on with Klay right now.
Yeah, I had him.
Yeah.
I had him as well.
Okay, yeah. So Klay's not doing well. I think for me, what did I say? I said like, yeah, he's struggling from 3-point land. So right now he's shooting like 30% from 3-point land, and then also 40% from 2-point land. And then I said it doesn't seem to be a health thing. It just seems to be like he's really in his head.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it just seems like he's really visibly frustrated, and I don't really know. And then like, did you have any more? Or was that was your only one?
I have
followers. I have some
you
other
have more?
followers.
Yeah,
too.
but I have one.
Which one?
I actually have RJ Barrett.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
So RJ Barrett, I don't know if y'all knew, but he was averaging, I think, like 23, 22.
Was he hurt?
I'm not too sure, but he's been playing
Now?
the last 5 games. Let me tell you how many points
Yeah,
he's
let
had.
me see, bro.
He's had 16 points, 19, 18, 14, and 15
Okay.
on shooting 23%, 27%, 50%, 30%, and 33% for the whole game. So they're winning. They're 3-2 for the last 5 games, but he really isn't contributing.
Yeah, he's not really doing much.
Obviously,
outside of
like, you know, he's scoring
I mean, the Knicks
16 points, 17 points, but Jalen Brunson is really the one carrying it. And I think Julius Randle has been kind of doing his thing as well. But RJ Barrett, I mean, he at the beginning of the season was looking great. You know what I mean? And it was like, that's kind of what we thought RJ Barrett was going to be.
Yeah, it's funny that you bring his name up because I kind of like he's somebody I kind of forgot about. Like I didn't even think about putting on this list, but he definitely should be here because I forgot about him. So clearly he's not really.
Well, and it's just like I was saying, like start of this season, he's doing like really well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not like
He was getting like
all-star
20 though.
Yeah, he was getting like 21. Like, I mean, like we
Okay.
were saying, like just because you score a 20 doesn't make you an all-star, but
Yeah,
like
no, for
caliber type of player, you know, like really efficient as well. I think he was averaging like 21, 5, and like 4 or something.
Okay,
so, and I mean, he's not really asked to do that much. You know, he's realistically the third option on that team.
Right.
So a third option averaging 20 plus at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, no, that's
Like
something
why
for sure.
should the Knicks not be winning?
No, yeah,
With Mitchell
100%.
Robinson as well.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah, the Knicks are kind of a weird team, man.
Weird team.
They don't really,
always are to me.
Yeah, they don't seem to like click when they need to click. Always, it's kind of weird, but yeah, that's a great one, bro. I think RJ Barrett definitely has some room to improve. This last week's been tough for him.
Yeah,
I think,
super tough.
The
like
Knicks, yeah, I don't know. What
one game
teams
over
doing.
50%.
Yeah,
Out of the last 5.
yeah. I mean, my next one's kind of like that too. I was gonna say my next follower is Zach LaVine.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, bro. He's been. I mean, I can pull up the
Trade
last
that
5
man
too,
to
but-
Miami.
I mean-
I don't even know if we want him. I don't even know
I think
how
Zach
trades
talking about
would
trying to go
work
to
out,
LA.
but
Oh yeah, no. Like I don't even know if Miami wants him.
yeah,
I don't even know if LA really want him. Let's see Zach LaVine's stats.
But he's playing in Chicago, like-
Because I'm about to show y'all this. I think he had one 30-point game, and it was against the Raptors. So he had 36 points, and that was 4 games ago. But other than that, he scored 2 points,
damn.
13 points, 13 points, 20 points.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, y'all can kind of get the point, but like he's kind of checked out. I think the Bulls organization just seems to kind of be in a downspin right now, a little tailspin. I don't really know what's going on with their GM and some of the trade, like the moves and the acquisitions they're trying to make and what they're thinking, how they want to approach the future. But it seems like Zach LaVine will probably end up being traded, which is probably the best scenario for the Bulls, is just start a rebuild. But yeah, this past week for me, it hasn't been great for Zach LaVine. I have him on my fantasy team. I actually traded him because I was like, I don't really know if he's going to be mentally here for this season, even though it seems like he was fine 2 weeks ago. He had a 50-point game. Yeah, like he was doing pretty well, it seemed like to me. But yeah, this past week, man, it's been tough. I don't really know what's going on with LaVine, man. I really like the way that he plays too. He's always been consistent, but to me, he just kind of seems checked out right now. But yeah, hopefully the Bulls can get back on track, man. I know I don't know if y'all remember this, but back before Lonzo got hurt, like they were one of the better teams in the NBA, bro. Like Lonzo, Caruso, LaVine, DeRozan.
I think they were the
Vucevic.
best team in the East.
were
Yeah,
playing
like they're
really
one of the
good.
better teams in the Eastern Conference. And since Lonzo Ball's gotten hurt, like it's just been that, like nothing, just silence. I think crap. Like, it's been that, man. It's had a silence. So I pray for Chicago, man. I hope you guys get it figured out, because like we just said, I mean, 3 years ago, it seemed, the first half of the season, it was like the Bulls are good. And now it's, the Bulls are
Yeah,
not
it seems
good.
like Lonzo was that spark plug that made the Bulls like
Run.
run. And now without Lonzo, they kind of just
Yeah, he's definitely, LaVine's been a follower for me, probably for the last year, but definitely this past week, he's had a really tough week. So we're not really sure when the train will get back on track, but we'll see for sure.
see,
The Bulls,
man.
yeah, it's
If
tough.
it does.
my
Yeah,
next faller, which is we've already talked a little bit about him, but Jordan Poole.
Same.
That's another good one.
It's been a disappointing season for Jordan Poole. He's been on the Wizards. Like, I don't know whose bright idea it was to put Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma on a team together.
Bro, why do you think it's been disappointing for him?
I just he hasn't been playing good. I feel like his flaws, the flaws in his game aren't being able to be covered up as much as they were in like Golden State. Because in Golden State, you're playing against someone like Curry, who's like has the ultimate green light. So they kind of gave some of that green light to Poole, and it worked out sometimes. But sometimes you would just see him taking dumb shots, and he doesn't like.
A lot of the time.
And yeah, a lot of the time. So now you have a player like that who's taking these dumb shots and like doesn't play
bad
that much
shot.
defense, like. And then you put him,
Turnovers.
you put in all the turnovers exactly, and then you put him with another player like Kyle Kuzma, which like Kyle Kuzma has been getting like he's been getting better. I'm not saying Kyle. I
He's
feel
been
like
cooking, bro.
He has
Kyle
been
Kuzma
cooking.
has been cooking. Kyle Kuzma has like his shot IQ has gotten way better these last few years. He's been able to play like smarter before,
Yeah,
but
Kuz is a bucket
but
for sure.
still like I don't see that team working out, and I feel like he has too much freedom to do whatever he's not on a team that's gonna like check him and make sure like, yo, play this
Yeah, like
way.
Wes Unseld Jr. is not gonna be like, hey, come out the game. That was a bad shot.
Especially not after the money
Yeah.
they're giving him. Like,
Okay.
He was also my player, and I have his stats pulled up.
Yeah.
His plus minus for the past 5 games. Let me tell you. -6, +10, -3, -14, -26. And then there was a stretch of games where they were all minus for like a week straight.
They were just all negatives.
Oh, -18, -10, 20, 2, 12, 17, 5, 4, 21, 22, 29. Damn near every game he's been minus in his plus minus.
Man.
Like that's not good.
yeah, it's
Like
not
he's
good at all.
scoring points, inconsistently as well. So it's like,
Yeah,
come on, Jordan Poole. Like we had a little
And
bit.
what efficiency? Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, like, it's tough coming from like a team like with championship pedigree, like the Warriors, and like you're not. I mean, he wasn't like not the guy, but he wasn't the guy. Right?
No.
To like go to the situation like in Washington, be the guy, have nobody around. Like I understand like the transition's tough, but like bro, yeah, he's still goofing off.
Bad.
Like, he hasn't been good. I don't know when he'll get it figured out either, but to me, it just it doesn't really seem like he's been contributing that much.
Going into it, boys, we have the knockout stages for the in-season tournament. The bracket is officially made. In the Western Conference, we have your Lakers, number
Yeah,
one
yeah.
seed, going against the
I seem
Suns.
to really care about this one, bro.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it is crazy, honestly, because my prediction was like they're not gonna care.
Yeah, you're like, Braun's not going to care.
I didn't know they care about the money. I think he's joking, but like, so be it, bro. Joke on, man. I think if that means I can watch more about, like, I don't care if it's like a joke and they're taking it serious because it's a joke. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. If,
No, for sure.
if they're really playing for the money, I'm sure LeBron needs it, right? Like,
Yeah.
But like, if they want to compete, bro, I'm all for it, man. I think we're 4-0. Like, we didn't lose again. It's crazy. It seems like every in-season tournament game, we're like, oh, like it's a regular season game. It counts towards your record, but like the Lakers specifically are like, well, we can't lose this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, bro, I'll take it.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
So
take it.
Lakers versus Suns, and then the other matchup is second seeded Kings versus the third
I think
seeded
I'm the only one
Pelicans.
with my team in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
How does it feel?
It feels kind of corny, honestly. Like I don't really know if the in-season tournament's worth anything, but we'll see. I think it's worth like money. I think like the allocation of funds is cool, but
I think it adds like just another thing
yeah,
on
you can
someone's
talk shit about
resume.
it. Yeah, bro.
That you could say that, oh, we won that.
Facts, like you did, bro. Like
You did.
You had the battle.
It is like it's regular season games. I think up until the championship, that's the only extra game that they have.
Okay.
But leading up to that point, it is a regular season.
Yeah.
So it's just something new. So everyone kind of
Chip is
feels
on
different.
ABC, man. They got this all figured out,
Planned out, bro.
This is great.
And then going on to the other side, the Eastern Conference, the number one seeded Bucks are going against the 4th seed Knicks, and then the Pacers are going against the Celtics.
Okay. Pacers Celtics should be lit.
That should be
Pacers Celtics is a fun matchup.
that is a very fun matchup.
cool.
So I feel like it's a Lakers Suns. Lakers Suns is also
That's
a fun
gonna be
game.
really. I feel like the West just in general. I feel like it's gonna be pretty
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, I think. I mean,
Bucks Knicks doesn't really move me, but that's just me.
y'all want to fill out some. I mean, I'm gonna
Yeah.
choose. Okay, I'm gonna choose the Lakers first.
Yeah,
I think
let's
the
do
Lakers.
let's do your bracket. Who do you
Okay.
think's gonna make it to the championship?
Okay, so Okay, so I'm gonna start on the left side of the bracket. If we're starting on the left side, we'll probably put it like somewhere.
Yeah, we'll put it right here.
It's the West is on the left side. First game, it seems like on the ballot we have actually the Kings Pelicans seems to be first on Monday at 10. I'm gonna ride with the Kings. I think the Kings are gonna beat the Pelicans. I feel like you're gonna get the playoff De'Aaron Fox for this one. So you're gonna get 30 from him. You're gonna get a good game from Sabonis. I just feel like the Kings are gonna battle inside, so I'm gonna rock with them. And then obviously I'm gonna take my Lakers. So in the West semifinal, we got the Kings and the Lakers.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna scroll over to the right side.
Yeah.
On the right side, we got the Bucks and the Knicks, and then the Pacers versus Celtics. First game is the Pacers versus Celtics, bro. I'm gonna go with the Pacers. This is where I think they get ups. This is the upset. Like, I think the Pacers want to play, and I'm not gonna lie, man. They're gonna try to run up the score, and Halliburton's gonna be cooking. And the Celtics can't, like, Drew can guard, but like, I don't think they can guard guards very well. Like, I think they've been struggling against guards. It's kind of weird, but like they do well against bigs, and then like the guard play isn't as strong. I think Trae Young had like 40 against them the other night. So
Yeah.
the Celtics like are kind of they can be weak in certain spots, and I think the Pacers are gonna bring some pace, literally, and then they're also gonna score some buckets. So I'm gonna rock with the Pacers, and then I'm gonna take the Bucks. So we got Bucks and Pacers. I mean, obviously the Bucks are gonna wipe out, like they're gonna clean the Knicks out. I think Dame Lillard, man, playoff Lillard, bro, crunch time. If that game's within 5 points, give me the Bucks. So I'm gonna take the Bucks in the Pacers, and then I got the Lakers and the Kings on the other side. This is where I think it's the end of the road for my Lakers, unfortunately, man. I think the Kings are probably gonna beat us. I just have a feeling that they're a little bit younger. I feel like Mike Brown. Again, the Kings are a team that have, one of the quicker paces in the league. They're kind of like, 13 seconds or less. They're always looking to push the ball, run, get the ball to open shooters. The Lakers play a little bit slower. We like to play through Anthony Davis, and we don't have shooters, unfortunately, still. We don't really have, knockdown three-point shooters like the Kings do. So I feel like the Kings are going to take that one. And then on the right side, man, I'm going to say it, man. I think the Pacers are going to win again. Like, I think that it's going to be a Pacers-Kings championship. It's not going to be what the NBA wanted for the championship, but I think it's going to be like those two teams, they want to play for something. And those two teams, I don't think are going to win an NBA Finals at all. So, like, I feel like it would make sense for them to go be, playing in the championship for the in-season tournament. Okay. Yeah, man, I'm going to go with the Pacers and Kings. I like that championship. Okay. I feel like that's the one that's, like, the least likely to happen. So, like, that's the one that's going to happen.
Okay, fair. What about you, Los?
Man, I just went to the bracket.
I'm going to start the same way. I actually got the same Kings and Pelicans making it out the West. Out the East, I have the Celtics and the Bucks. I think the Celtics are going to edge out on the Pacers.
Wait, you said Kings, Lakers, Kings?
Lakers, Kings, yeah, my bad. Okay. I said Lakers, Pelicans, my bad, yeah. The Lakers are going to be the Suns. The Kings are going to be the Pelicans.
Okay.
And I got the Celtics being the Pacers.
Really?
Yeah, I think the Celtics are able to.
You think they're going to care?
I think so. I think they might have more of a chance of winning this than they might think in the championship. I think a lot of teams want to win this to have that as like their legacy. They can be like, we're the first team to win the
yeah,
I agree.
Right. That's what I think.
That's why I think the Lakers might make it to the championship. I think the Lakers really care. I think the Lakers might care about this more than you might want to. But if I'm LeBron, I'm looking at it. This might be like an easier way to like add something to my legacy than another ring. Because I have an in-season tournament championship.
Hey, Jordan never won an in-season tournament.
Exactly. So you just
I don't think Jordan would even want to play in this damn tournament.
Moving on, I would think I have the Lakers going to a championship, beating the Kings. Although I don't think that's too likely. I'm kind of just going with who I want to see win.
Okay.
Because you made really good points about the Kings, and I feel like the Kings have a better team, and to win the in-season tournament.
They have a team geared for that.
Yeah, they have a team geared for that. But what I do want to see is Lakers and Bucks in a championship game.
I'm sure
and then
the
in that game, I think the Bucks would edge out the Lakers. Even though I like the Lakers, like the same flaws you say that for the reason why they might lose to Sacramento. I think would be the reasons why they lose to the Bucks. And
I'm
also,
gonna
Dame
hold
and
you off
Giannis.
on picking the championship winner until we get closer.
True, but
Because you might these teams like the way that they're playing might change.
that's true.
That's true.
But
So that's
today,
why I didn't pick mine.
Today,
okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay,
I just
yeah.
said like whatever.
that's valid. But
No,
today,
I
that's
like that,
my
though.
that's
Yeah,
mine.
yeah, yeah.
That's my
Yeah, for
like
sure, for
full
sure.
bracket. If
Okay.
I were to
Okay,
say
okay,
today,
yeah. Like, if
I
you're
got
that's
it.
what I would want to see.
if you're gonna fill it out, yeah.
Okay.
I got you.
Maybe
That's
not,
why I didn't say
maybe
mine,
not like
though.
maybe if I make a more like logical prediction, it would kind of be what you predicted.
Okay.
Maybe the
Interesting,
Pacers.
yeah.
Maybe I would change. The only thing from yours, if I'm being realistic, would be I would have the Bucks going through the championship instead of the Pacers, and there would be like Bucks,
can see
Sacramento.
that, I can see
would
that.
see that being more likely, and then the Bucks probably winning. Even though I would like to see. I would really like to see Sacramento win the in-season tournament. I feel like it would be really cool.
Yeah, that
They
would be
would
cool.
light the beam.
Yeah,
so
that'd be
it
cool.
would
That'd be
be
cool.
really fun to watch Sacramento, and that's your hometown. So
Yeah,
it would be
facts.
fun to
That
see
would be
Sacramento
fire.
win the in-season tournament. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah. I guess going into my predictions, I'm gonna start with the Kings and Pels. I think the Kings will win that one.
I'm sure the Pelicans are gonna win now.
You think so?
Yeah, because we just
We're just shitting on them.
Yeah,
we're
like-
shitting on the
I mean, they're
Pelicans.
great.
I
I,
doubt
mean,
it, though.
if Zion does what he did yesterday, I think he scored like 32 and shot 100% from the field. If he does something like that,
he has been playing better.
they have been playing better as a team
You're
as
right.
well. And they got Trey Murphy.
Yeah.
He had a little meme of like, my name is Trey and I have a basketball
Yeah,
game
yeah.
tomorrow. So he's gonna be hooping, and that's like another aspect of the game that they need, like a shooter that can defend. You know what I mean?
Jordan Hawkins.
Jordan Hawkins as well. So, but honestly, I think the Kings will do it. De'Aaron Fox is looking different. Sabonis is looking like he's an all NBA type player,
again.
Yeah.
as well as Swiper. So,
Yeah.
I just think that they have a little too much firepower for them. And then honestly, I think I'm gonna go against the grain on this one. I just think the Suns. I don't know health wise who's gonna be playing by then, but I just think if KD and
Booker
Booker are
are-
out there.
You're good. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that might just be a little too much for the Lakers. Yeah, they are 4-0 in the end season, but I just think the Suns might just have a little too much firepower.
Interesting. I like that
And
pick.
the way that they've been playing lately, just super inconsistent. Like you said, lost by 40 to the 76ers. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go against the grain on that one.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with the Suns. So it's gonna be Suns, Kings in the Western semis, and I think honestly,
Suns, Kings.
I think it'd be Kings. I think Kings are gonna.
Yeah, so the Kings are.
I think they're.
go far.
I think they'll make it to the championship game.
They
And then
should.
going on to the Eastern Conference, Bucks, Knicks. I mean, y'all said it, Bucks. Like I just think Dame and
Yeah.
Giannis are gonna be a little too much.
It's a little too much,
It might be like one of those games that might be a little bit closer, just because the
Yeah.
way the Knicks play might be a little gritty.
I think Brunson will have 30.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Dame might have to hit some big shots going into like the
Yeah,
end of the
down the
fourth
stretch.
quarter type shit. Might be that type of game. I wouldn't say they're gonna blow them out, but I mean, the way they're looking crazy right now. I mean, this
Yeah.
is the Giannis and Dame that we expected at the beginning of the season. It just took them a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
100%.
So I think they're gonna be a little bit too much for the Knicks. And then Pacers, Celtics. I think the Pacers, bro. I think the Pacers. They just They're just too quick. I think they just get up and down the court. Like a shout out Pee Wee the Plug. He said they're the new like 7 seconds and less type of offense. Like everyone knows how to shoot. Everyone can like handle the ball really well. And I mean they might not defend, but if they're like you said, if they're scoring 140
They'll
points a
outscore
game,
you.
I mean. Are you going to be able to keep up with
Keep
that
up.
scoring?
Yeah, I think that's how
you know?
their mentality works.
So,
yeah.
and I mean, and that's fine as long as you know your
Yeah.
identity as a squad.
Right.
I think that's all it takes.
yeah, I was
you know.
gonna say if you know, you can do that.
And then going into the Eastern Conference semifinals, Bucks and Pacers. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna go with the Pacers as well.
Yeah,
I
bro,
think
I
I
can
have the
see
same
it.
championship as you. Is that the Kings Pacers?
You just got the Kings facing the Suns.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. But yeah, I think I have for my championship game, I have the Kings and Pacers.
Yeah, I can see that happening on like ABC, NBA. Like they're like, we literally got the Kings and the Pacers. We
Yeah.
can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's like the casual fans probably like what?
Yeah,
like,
no,
you
for
know,
sure.
like we're expecting Lakers, Celtics, Lakers, Bucks.
Right.
You know, like
And it could be Lakers, Celtics.
Yeah, for sure.
It could be. I'm sure the NBA would love. They're gonna love any scenario. That's
Yeah.
the cool thing about this. Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys a question. Like, do you guys like this or how you?
I've been
how
liking
you
it.
guys
I
like
think
the
it's fun to
tournament
watch.
So far?
I like it.
Okay.
I think it's super dope. I think it's just adding more competitiveness to like the middle of the season. You know, like because like you said, like people are playing for something right now. Like these were regular games anyways, but they have it to where like you're playing in a tournament now. So I think it's just cool. It just adds just another competitive edge to the game. You know, because a lot of people say, "Oh, the NBA season is too long, 82 games." Like, no one keeps up with it, and I don't watch it until after the All-Star break or
Yeah, makes
the last 20 games of the season. You know, so I think this kind of adds another perspective to the league.
dynamic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where it's
dynamic.
like, oh, bet like there's playing for something. This is a trophy.
Yeah.
You know, so you know it's like bragging rights at the end of the day.
I like it. I think the games feel different. Like I've tried to watch a lot of it just so I can like see like the courts, like, you know, if our audience doesn't know, like they've been changing the courts and like trying to make it super cool and super different and stuff. But yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I heard it too. Yeah. I heard it click too. Okay, for sure. But yeah, no, it was interesting just because like I think the NBA just wants to have this be kind of like the focus for the season, and I think, you know, they're doing a good job promoting it, putting it out there. But we'll see, because I think, you know, they would love a Celtics Lakers championship, or they would definitely take a Pacers Kings championship. But whichever one, you know, whichever crazy thing happens, they'll be excited. So I'm excited to watch it. I'm not really, you know, too worried about the future of it. I think it'll be here to stay probably, even though people don't understand it yet. I think it'll be fine. And the point differential thing is like this whole other thing. But
Oh yeah, you want to get into that?
should we do it now, or how long you want to talk about it? Because I mean, it's just like it doesn't make sense if you haven't been playing like that in the NBA. And then like now that they're doing it, you know, they're kind of like, I guess if people don't know the way that like brackets work, and usually like knockout round
group plays
like
and
group
stuff.
play, like knockout round tournament brackets work, is like there's tiebreakers in them. So like it's like your win-loss record, then like, I mean, a lot of the way that they do it is like points for, points against, and then like point differential. And like in the NBA right now, in the in-season tournament, there's been a lot of controversy over the point differential tiebreaker kind of like ordeal, and a lot of teams have been bothered by teams shooting at the end of the game, because the team needs to win by a certain amount due to point differential, or lose by a certain amount. So all those kind of like outside factors have been impacting the game, but I like it because, again, me and CJ were talking about it off camera, like. I'm the firm believer in like play until the buzzer sounds. Like I've seen a lot of crazy stuff on a basketball court, like 20-point leads blown in 2 minutes. People hit, you know, 13 points in 13 seconds, like all this crazy stuff. So like it can be done.
Yeah.
So like I just be thinking about it like from a competitor perspective. It's like I'm not gonna really stop playing unless, you know, I'm hurt. Like if we're, you know, as long as the buzzer, you know, we got 10 seconds, it doesn't matter if we got 10 seconds or 10 minutes. Like we still gonna play with the same intensity.
Yeah.
So-
No, yeah, I agree, bro. Like, I don't, because they were saying it's like disrespectful to the game. Like, oh, you beat the
that's what it
team
was.
already. There's no reason to like run up the score. But I mean, there kind of is a reason. Like, if you like looked into the rules of the in-season tournament,
Yeah,
there's
there's a
definitely a reason. It's not like they're trying to be disrespectful. It's just a part of the game and like what you have to do
and
if
you
you
have
want to
to
move
guard.
on. Yeah, like the game's not over. You know what I mean? Like I'm out here, I'm gonna get a bucket.
Part of the
Yeah,
game, play
like-
till the buzzer. Like,
Yeah, like
that's what I like about
what
it.
do you
'cause
mean they're scoring
You still
too
care
much?
about
Like, you have to
like point
guard.
differential, and it's like in other sports, like in soccer, where like goal differential is a thing. A team might be down, but you need like a goal for like the goal
yeah,
differential. Like, you
in
keep
soccer
playing.
they keep scoring. They'll
Yeah.
score
Yeah.
8 goals like, for goal
They
differential.
keep playing, so like
part of it.
It's good to see that in basketball. Like, yeah, in some like if it wasn't with the in-season tournament, yeah, it would be like disrespecting the game, quote unquote, like shooting at the end of the game, especially
Yeah.
against the lead. But like, it's now part of the game for the in-season tournament,
Yeah.
so you can't say it's disrespecting the game, because now like it matters.
It matters.
It matters, yeah. It's not like they're just doing it just because they're like, oh, fuck them, you know?
It's being
Right.
a competitor.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
So
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it, but I mean, I see where people are coming from. But if you looked into the rules, then you would understand why they did it. It's not like they're doing
Yeah.
that in a regular season game
Yeah.
31 or whatever it is. I'm not gonna just keep running up the score because we're cooking, you know.
And like we kind of just said it a moment ago, but the answer with that would be like, well, like you would just have to guard. Like if you don't want us to score like or win by 12, then don't let us score.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna try to run up the score. 'Cause
Yeah.
we need to win. But if you don't want us to do that, then you can play to the buzzer, just like we, you know. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so that's my take on the point differential. I think it's more about I kind of forgot. Like, CJ helped me, like when they said it was just disrespectful to the game. I forgot that there was like that thrown out there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like to me, point differential isn't disrespectful to the game. But
Because
like,
what game was it? There was like a game where like I think it was
Bulls
the
Raptors.
Bulls Raptors. There was also a game where like I think it was the Rockets. Ime was like talking about like the point differential thing or something like that. He was like, or like it was one coach like trying to explain to him like, yeah, we're going because like of the point
Oh,
differential.
Missoula, yeah.
Missoula,
to
yeah,
Billy
that's
Donovan.
what it was with the Celtics.
Yeah, it was with the Bulls.
the Bulls?
It was against
Yeah.
the Bulls, and they were saying like they were doing hack a drumming. So like,
Yeah,
I think like there's bonus time in the NBA now where like you can't foul within 2 minutes to get free throws, but like I think it's the 4-minute period you can start fouling, and like if you're in the bonus, it sends the person that you fouled to the line, not
yeah.
the person who has the ball.
Yeah.
So what they were doing was they were just
Hacking
grabbing
Drummond.
Andre Drummond because
Hack a Drummond.
Yeah, he shoots 40% from the free throw line, and the Celtics needed the ball back so they could score quickly.
Yeah.
And Joe Mazzulla had to go over there and explain to Billy Donovan kind of what the deal was. But the fact that he has to do that kind of shows you the not incompetence, but like I guess you could say just like the misunderstanding between coaches and players about the rules of this thing and kind of what's going on. It just doesn't seem clear to everybody. So I mean, I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it adds something to the game, and I mean, I was about to say like I don't know if there's a better way to decide a tiebreaker. Like,
Yeah,
do you want
I
to
mean,
flip a coin? Like,
no.
it comes down to point
Differential. Yeah, it makes
like-
sense, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna
like
say-
if the Thunder and the Lakers had the same record, but the Lakers scored more points than us in your wins. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say like once it's points for, let's say we had the same amount of points scored for us, right? It would come down to, okay, did the Thunder win by more? Yes. Okay, they're better.
Yeah, they're better. Yeah,
Yeah, like and that's
Easiest way to-
It's the easiest way to do
to
it.
deal with the tiebreaker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've always done that since we were kids.
Kids,
but
yeah.
yeah,
It's a part of it.
I don't know. I think some of the comments have definitely been pretty like abrasive towards the NBA, but
Yeah.
I like it. I like the point differential. So
Hell yeah. Me
For
too.
sure.
Me too. All right. So I guess going into our next segment, boys, I had a question for y'all that's been coming up in talks on just in general about hoops or on Twitter or with your homies and stuff. When does a player become that guy to you? / what does he have to do, or what does he have to prove to you?
to me, I mean, it depends on the player, obviously. Like, I mean, it depends, yeah. But like for me, in general, like we kind of talked about it off camera, but like I like to see a steady improvement, like on a year-to-year basis. So like 2 to 3 years of consistent improvement, and or like steady consistency. So like let's say you're averaging 25 a game, and you do that for 2 or 3 seasons straight. Like I would assume that like that's the normal, you know, when you're healthy and, you know, whatever. But like, again, even I was like telling CJ off camera in Shay's case, like, you know, Shay has a really good case, obviously, where it's like you can see the improvement year to year, clearly, like improving points per game or assists or rebounds or efficiency. Like you can see a player's growth kind of over the years. And to me, that kind of proves that they are who, like, they say that they are. Like, it's not fraud.
Yeah.
I think like there's some players that we kind of touched on, like a Tyrese Maxey or Laurie Markkanen, like some guys that are right on the edge of like that's just who they are.
Yeah.
I think like for me, it just takes a little bit longer of like showing that for me to like get to that point, because I still think it's young. You know, you can have 1 or 2 good years and then that's kind of it. But for me, I think it takes like 2 to 3 years of again steady improvement or like steady consistency on the same path that they've been doing like good on.
Hell yeah.
I think
about
for
you?
me, it's like it's coming off of that, like growing off what you said, and then also having like those big moments. I feel like is
that's a good
also a main thing, and especially if you have that consistency. I would also not just big moments in a regular season, but big moments in a playoff definitely do help. And then once you
you can
show
get
that you're
there.
your team's number one option, not just for 1 season, but like you go 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and you're the number one option, consistently improving, having consistently good numbers. You can share that guy. But like an example that I can put forward, like it was a long time ago, but like you could tell Damian Lillard was that guy when he hit that game winner against the Rockets to win that series. Like when you have a moment like that, and you had already seen him show in his game, like I can do this, I can do that. Of course, he grew into a player like that was before Dame time and everything.
Yeah.
But that first game winner was like the glimpse of Dame is that guy.
Yes.
So like big moments like that, and then showing that performance and those numbers is what goes a long way.
Yeah.
Now, not all players might need to have a certain game winner to win a series like Dame had.
Yeah.
They might have like game winners here and there. Like you can see they took over that game. They're the reason they won that game, and they're the reason the team is being this good. Kind of like how Anthony Edwards took that jump this year. You could have said he was that guy last year, but like this year he certified himself as being that guy.
I agree.
So like you can do something like that where like you certified yourself by showing it a few years and taking a bigger leap, or having like showing that consistency to a bit more like a higher level now.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like determines if a guy is like that guy nowadays.
Okay.
Good take.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, it's kind of piggybacking off of both of what y'all said. Like, really, is the consistency for sure, because in this league, you have to, your best availability, or no, your best ability is availability, you know?
Yeah.
So health, for one, is me like, all right, can you stay healthy?
Can you
Because
stay healthy?
that's the reason why we don't say Zion's that guy yet. Like, it's just the health, you know? So that consistency, progression throughout the years, and I think it's also like the expectations that were set for you for that season, and if you're exceeding it or meeting them, you know what I mean?
At least
Like
meeting or exceeding
exactly
expectations.
that you have to. So like I'll bring up Shea for instance. The past 2 seasons, he's been crazy. You know what I
he's
mean?
been probably
Averaging
exceeding.
30, like 28 maybe. You know what I mean? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you know, I got into an argument with one of my homies on Twitter. He was saying that he can't be a top 5 player in this league because he hasn't had any playoff success. And my whole take with that is it doesn't, like, obviously I know playoff success is needed when you're like talking about greatest of all times. But if someone in front of me is averaging 30 on crazy efficiency and is on a team that really shouldn't be
How
competing.
old is Shea again?
He's like 26.
Yeah, so he's still relatively young.
Young.
He's like still relatively young.
But it's like it's like your expectations for that team weren't playoffs.
He hasn't been on a team where he's like the main guy and like has like a great team around him. Probably until this season.
Probably
that you
this
can
season's
say,
the best time.
Yeah, like that they're like
That's a good point,
like you
too.
can say like this team is able to go on like a deep playoff run.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually
He hasn't
go
had
to the
that.
playoffs.
That's what I'm
a good
saying.
point, too. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
So, like,
exceeding that.
Yeah,
Like,
and I feel like this season he might have those big playoff moments, and I can
Yeah.
see. 'Cause
well, he's had those big moments
Yeah.
anyways, just not in the playoffs.
Playoffs,
Yeah.
Because he
But
hasn't
he's-
had a team
but I
good
feel
enough
like
to
he's
make
able,
it.
He's the type of player that you can, like how we talked about earlier with like Anthony Edwards and like numbers going up and down.
Yeah.
He's a player that I can see him his players going up in the playoffs. 'Cause,
For sure.
like,
Yeah,
he steps
and
up.
I think
He
like,
does.
to your point, CJ, like he's just the type of player that has to get there.
Yeah.
and like what you're saying is he's
Yeah.
never had a team to get himself
to there,
there.
yeah.
and I think now he does. So we'll see.
We'll see,
But I
yeah.
know. I
Yeah,
think he's gonna.
no,
give me
and,
know.
and that's what I'm
I already
saying.
know,
Like,
like, I don't need to
we
see.
know because
Yeah.
we don't take playoff success into factor because we can just see that he's like
It's gonna
that.
translate. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, because
like-
we're all in agreement here. Shy
Yeah.
is that guy.
Exactly. Even like I was thinking
Yeah.
about like while I was talking to my homie about it, Devin Booker. He
Yeah.
never really had
Yeah.
playoff success until
Still
they got
still thought of him as that
as
guy.
that guy.
dude.
You know what I mean?
And
He
when
was
he got to
still
the playoffs, he was fine.
yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's like I don't care about playoff success if you're one of the best players in the league. Like take Luka going out to that conference
Yeah, yeah,
finals.
yeah.
He's still that guy,
yeah, he's
regardless.
still the dude.
Like,
Yeah,
that's what,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, like so
That's a good point.
those type of conversations to me.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about it a little bit earlier. Maybe it's just a little bit of like people being a little ignorant and not really watching, and just because like a team hasn't made it to the playoffs, like I'm
that's-
just assuming they're not a good team, so he can't be the best player in the league.
Yeah. And also,
Yeah,
there's a
that's-
thing that's like with OKC, I feel like this happens more with players because OKC is on a smaller market team.
Yeah.
That too.
So a lot of casuals will not watch it and like not know how good Shy really is.
Yeah,
because they
ridiculous.
haven't seen him. They don't watch him like
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy to me because like bro's a hooper. Like,
Yeah, or like
and-
Halliburton,
Or like they haven't been
Fox,
watching
or-
OKC like that until now. Like they were watching OKC last 2 seasons when
Yeah.
Shy's been dropping 30 and
a
like
game,
going
hitting
crazy.
game winners like crazy.
Yeah.
like-
Exactly. Now that the Thunder are like a higher seed and they're good, people are like I'm gonna tune into OKC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a
now-
part of it, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, yeah, I just wanted to see what y'all think because
Yeah.
that's definitely a good question in my eyes. Because when does Tyrese Halliburton become that guy?
No, that's the. I was about
I
to
think
ask
he's
you.
close.
I was
I
about to
think he's
ask you that
close.
question. I think he will when he does it. Like, not. So I think this season, what's crazy about the in-season tournament is it gives like last year Shea didn't have that.
No.
So imagine if like he was hooping like. I would kind of count that as like a big moment. Like
Yeah.
if Tyrese Halliburton goes off and when like he's the guy, bro.
Yeah.
Like even if he made it to the playoffs, like I now know he can handle that atmosphere.
pressure a little bit, yeah.
bro. Like, and that's kind of what I mean is
Like,
like,
let's say the Pacers win the in-season tournament and he has a great run.
It's like
You can say
MVP or
he's
whatever.
that guy.
I guess you can kind of feel it, bro. I guess it's like a feeling a
It's
little
also
bit.
a feeling thing,
Like I
definitely.
can like feel that like
He's gonna-
Shea or Halliburton, like if they got to the playoffs, like they're gonna be fine.
Hey.
They're not gonna just dwindle.
One of those takes I had at the beginning of the season, I said I think Tyrese Halliburton's gonna be in like the same situation Shea was in last season. Literally, like type
That's
of
a
player,
great take,
like
bro. That
I mean,
take's looking better every day.
every day. Like I think that one's looking really good. Like he's looking like a all NBA type of player right now.
I think he will make it, especially if it's positionless. I think
Yeah.
a lot of guards are gonna make it this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting like question and like I guess like debate you could have
Yeah.
with somebody. Like if I guess some people don't necessarily they don't know about Tyrese Halliburton or Shea or whoever, depending on the market, whatever. And everybody's different. Like I'm sure people didn't know about Brunson, right? And
For
now
sure.
that he went to New York, like everybody
Everyone
knows
knows about
about him. And it's like even with him, like he probably took 2 to 3 years to
Yeah.
really be considered the guy.
Yeah.
But like now,
I would say he proved it to me when he last season.
like for
After
sure.
after the
Okay.
season he had last year with the
Oh,
Knicks.
Yeah. Same.
That
Same.
was because obviously he had the year with in Dallas with
yeah,
Luka
and he was cooking.
cooking,
like
and then
40.
last year he kind of like dragged
Yeah.
that team to a playoff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for me, like I think it was the Donovan Mitchell in the bubble. It was like that, like things like that, where it's like, okay, like,
Yeah.
obviously this dude's a guy. I think it's like that too. Like I think you brought up a really good point that I didn't touch on with my first point was like the big moment. Like I think Luka's was the game 7 against the Suns, probably
Yep.
like stuff like that.
Game winner
where-
against the Clippers.
yeah, or whatever. Where
Luka's
Anytime
had a
he
lot
put-
of moments.
yeah,
Luka's had a lot of
a
moments.
few,
a
actually,
lot,
but,
yeah, for sure. That's
just
why he's
like where
that.
it kind of defines who you are as a player, and
Yeah.
I think Shea will get to that point.
I think
and
so.
obviously he'll probably get 30 or 40 or whatever is needed to advance. And I think that's kind of goes to show you how great of a player, like really, I think that's a good point. The
Yeah,
big moment.
that was a great point.
definitely
That
is
big moment. Yeah, I agree with that one.
for sure.
Hell yeah. I guess going into our last question I had for you boys, when does a team show you the real version of them for the rest of the season?
The rest of the season. I'm gonna say by game 40.
Okay.
Reason I say 40 is I feel like 20 games is not enough to like really tell what a team is.
Yeah.
And I say like 10 more games after that, you still got to get a little bit more of a cushion to see who they are. So I feel like 20 is too short and then 30 is like not long enough. So I feel like 40 is probably a perfect amount. I also feel like 40 is where we can really get a clear playoff picture,
For sure.
like a better, clearer one.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like 40 games kind of is like, okay, I can see if this team's going to be good or if like the Spurs are done. Because like if you've lost 30, 26 games by then, you're probably done. Like for real.
Like,
eliminated from
Yeah, and that's the
playoffs.
way the NBA works. Like these guys are professionals too, man. Everybody makes money. They all make M's. They know what it is. Like you don't need to tell them, the Pistons know they suck. Like we don't need to like sit here and like they know they're men, bro. Like they
Yeah.
get it. Like if you've lost 30 games, it's kind of like the season's kind of lost. So I feel like for me it's 40. I feel like it's 40.
In terms of the losing side, yeah, I feel like 40. Once you're at 40 games and you've lost a lot of games, you know like how the season is gonna end out.
Yeah.
But I feel like closer to like All-Star break, maybe even after it or a little bit before, you have more of a clearer playoff picture, and you're gonna see who like the top seeds are, who the bottom seeds are for the playoffs. Before then, like 40 games in, like by beginning of January, December, you kind of already know who's gonna be like the losers. But like the winners, I guess, or like the top seeds, sometimes it takes up until like right before the playoffs.
Dude, yeah, it's
so
crazy.
honestly, I might say like on the far side, maybe like 60 games in.
Sheesh.
On the closer side, around 50 to 60 games
Yeah.
might be
60's a lot.
That's a
50 to 60 games. I feel like you already see like what teams' records might end up as at once we reach game 82.
For
So
sure.
That's like what I think.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of have like the same take as like UZ. Like
Okay.
a little bit earlier in the season. Like I'll probably even say like, I don't know, man. I feel like maybe even like 30 games, really.
Yeah,
Like I feel like that's when we know if you're gonna be like competitive this season or not.
But
You
the
know
thing
what I mean?
is, you might have teams that like
I
started
like your
out.
take though. It's
Yeah,
long.
because you
It
might
makes
have
sense,
you might
but-
have teams that like started out by game 40, they've had like an alright season, but then second half season they pick up and they shoot up to the top of the seeding.
Yeah.
Or you have a team that started really good those first 40 games
And
and
they
then
just
got
shit
hit
the
with
bed.
injuries,
The
got hit with
Jazz.
whatever. So
Yeah.
they go down.
Yeah.
So that's why like closer to 60 games, like closer to ending out the regular
just-
season.
Bro,
60 games,
that's
that's
a
like
lot.
20
That's like a
games away
fourth of
from
the
the end
season or third of the
That's
season.
what, but like yeah,
Yeah,
but then,
I know it
but then
can't
at
come
that
down,
point,
though.
you're either getting, you could have a team get 15 more losses and win 5 games, or you have a team that's like wins most of their games and like keeps their losses. You never know, like injuries. I would probably say closer to 50 games. Like how much right before All-Star break, I feel like is where I would say.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
for
feel like that's
sure.
usually when like we kind of see who's gonna be successful this
Yeah.
season.
Because like
after
closer to All-Star break, we're already starting to talk about playoffs. So I
True.
feel like that's
I mean,
when-
I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, I feel like we know who's gonna win and who sucks right now.
yeah, but
How
I feel
about
like-
that take?
But I don't,
Isn't that
I don't
crazy,
know.
bro?
Debatable
I think
because
the
like
Grizzlies are gonna suck, and the Blazers,
Yeah.
and the Pistons,
Yeah.
and
No.
the Spurs.
In terms of the bad teams, yes.
Yeah,
In terms of the
I think-
bad teams,
Yeah, no,
yes.
that's what you said earlier.
But in terms of the like the good teams,
yeah, I don't know.
like
I
you
don't
can
know.
like
Yeah.
you can have a
You're
good
right.
team.
I don't know.
Like
That's a
you
good
can
point.
have a team by game 40 that's been good, and then have
Yeah,
them
I
end the
don't know.
season mediocrely. Like, it might still be in the playoffs, but they're not the
I
seeding.
think the
they-
Pacers are gonna be good.
Yeah, but like you never know. Like I just have doubts with Minnesota. I guess it's just like a little bias. I've never seen Minnesota. They might just end up being good the whole season, but
I have less doubts if your defense is better than your offense.
that's true. Though. That's a very good fact.
Like,
So
if
their
we look
defense
at
is
the
really good.
That is a great fact.
But what's
I doubt it less if your defense is better.
let's say, although I would like them to see being good the rest of the season, and they might, but maybe the Magic fall off a little bit.
yeah,
Like maybe
that's one of the teams I could
Yeah.
see.
yeah, I could see them.
So maybe
If
by
their
game
defense
40,
stands, though,
maybe
I
by
don't
game
think so.
40, the Magic are still like a top 5 seed, but by game 60, they're like a 6 seed.
If their defense stands, bro, I don't think the Magic will suck because
Yeah.
the East is open.
No, that's true. I'm just trying to think of an example.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that
no, I
is
feel you. I
fair,
feel
like-
you.
What you mean?
Like a team that we
Even
know-
like the Thunder, bro. Like,
yeah, like
they're
even
doing
the
well
Thunder,
right now.
You never know, like you or like any good team that
a
might
long
get
season.
hit with injuries, like that could happen.
You're right.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I just wanted to see what y'all thought
That's
of
a good
night because
question,
I feel
too.
like it you could look at it both ways.
Yeah,
you know what
I
I
was
mean?
gonna say.
Because they're, I mean, I think it happened with y'all one season. Y'all did pretty shitty the first half of the season, and y'all ended up winning like 22 games
Yeah.
that second half or something. So it can happen.
Like right after All-Star break.
Yeah,
or something?
yeah, yeah. And you know, like that's like the few in between because that's a crazy run. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you made I think y'all might have been like an 8 seed or 7 seed. One of the, you know what I mean? Like it was one of those years. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, all it really comes down to is if you can make the playoffs at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah, for sure. I think that's what every team is really aiming for. I think when you get to the playoffs, like the seeding is less important after the first round. I think if you're 1 and you play like 8 or
Besides this
that's
past
lit.
season.
That's lit. Or yeah, besides this past season, of course, of course.
Shout out to the Heat.
Yeah, shout out to the Heat and Giannis getting hurt. But like if you're 1 and you play 8, like you're pretty lit.
Yeah.
Like you should sweep. I think the NBA sets it up to where you should sweep or gentleman sweep.
Yeah.
Where it's like it should only go 5 games. I think Anthony Edwards, when they got swept by the Nuggets, was like
It was a
yeah,
5 game.
Yeah, he was like, I just don't want to get swept because
Yeah.
then it's like embarrassing.
No, yeah.
You just want to make sure you can win a game and yeah, like the 8 seed knows kind of like, yeah, we're trying to, see what we can do. I think that's what's cool about the Heat is like they're not an 8 seed. They're never an 8 seed.
No.
But, yeah, man, that's a good question. I think for me, it's definitely on the shorter side. But
Yeah. I think to me, it's like a little before All-Star break. But I mean, like you said, I mean, really up until the end of the season, we really don't know. There could be a
Yeah.
team that just goes on a crazy run and makes the playoffs, and that's all they need. And they're hot at the right time.
No, 100%.
I don't know. It's just one of the questions I have
Yeah,
for y'all.
bro, that's a
but
good
was there anything else y'all would like to
Nah,
say
man, I
or
was
any
look-
comments, concerns?
Nah, I was just excited for the Kings Pacers in season tournament final, man.
Facts.
The prediction seems to be, spot on and You know, this is another good episode, man. It was nice having.
I'm nice to be back. We're gonna be filming a lot more episodes this season.
Yeah,
man.
shout out to the boy.
For sure, it's a little bit
My
different.
schedule is way more open now, and this season is gonna be fun. So we definitely gonna be here
sure, bro.
on that 3-man talking
Yes,
talking
sirski.
basketball.
100%, man. Yeah, no, it's been awesome. But yeah, man, we're just loading up for the season, man. Just continuing watching our teams and rooting them on, and we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see how the season shapes up, but we're excited to get out more content for you guys for sure.
Hell yeah, man. We appreciate y'all for always listening and watching 3-Man Weave. And we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Sure,
Three man.
Yeah.
You know, something that I feel like we could do sometime. We'd have to like all find time, but we could do like a little live stream watching a game.
Yeah.
That would be a little fun, like a live reaction.
Like, that
We
would be
could-
fire to watch the game tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna
Live
say
stream.
like, so I was about to say that if we're like playing against each other, I think we should pull up.
Yeah.
Or
And,
if it's like,
asked you what you're doing today, but I didn't know.
bro,
I'm
I'm
with
doing
Shawty.
shit.
I might